In today's video I'm going to be actually working on the Celica. I've had a problem with the air conditioning unit or air conditioning clutch for a while. It's been seizing on and making quite a lot of noise, and last week it got really hot, so I've decided I'm actually going to bypass the actual air conditioning unit till I've got time to actually fix it, and by fitting this smaller belt. This is the Ridex belt. There's a part number there. So this is the one that you fit to your car if you haven't got AC. So it should be quite simple to do that. It's quite an easy job. But I am also going to be fitting a new tensioner. I think there's the part, is that the part number on the top? Let's just have a look. That might be the part number on top. These are all from Autodoc in Germany. Took about 5-6 days to get here, maybe a little bit longer. Cost about 50 quid. The most expensive part was the actual tensioner. You can see it's quite a substantial unit. The only problem I'm going to have is this bolt here goes into the engine block, of course, but as you come out it hits the chassis leg. The chassis leg is here, so like there. So you've got to raise the engine up so you can get the bolt out, put the new bolt in, tighten it up, put the engine back down. So I shall be attempting to do that as well at the same time. Seen on some other channels where they just replace the actual wheel, but I think that's a little bit of false economy really, because if this goes then you're not going to get any tension on it. So I think it's basically worth investing in another 30-40 quid just to get the actual full unit instead of just the wheel, and then it's peace of mind as well, because I think the car's 22 years old now, so that part's never been changed. So it's worth investing in and putting a brand new part in it. I think it's also steel sleeved, I've just noticed in there as well, which is quite nice. It doesn't actually compress the aluminium. The only problem I have got is this. This is a tensioner bolt here, or logo, whatever you want to call it. I haven't got a spanner or socket. You can't actually physically get a socket on there anyway, long enough to actually pull the tension on it. So I've adapted a ring spanner with a jack handle just to actually pull this down here. But it's a 12-point jack handle, so sometimes it can round it off. So if you do that, get a proper fitted, hex spanner rather than a 12-point spanner, and then you less chance of actually rounding this actual bit off. But I'm going to be careful anyway. I've done it before on the old one and it seems to be fine. We'll see what the actual grade of this aluminium is like. So what I'll do, we'll get outside, get the car up in the air and assess the situation and see about fitting these parts. I actually loosened the engine mount bolts a little bit, just probably half a turn, so I can get some penetrating fluid underneath. And I'm just using this rocket and a little bit of standard WD-40 just as a extra mix to get it all penetrated. I've taken the bolt out here, which is just under the power steering reservoir. You can see it in there. I can get that out of the way. Just in there. Again, that's just another 14mm. Thank you to the subscriber as well who mentioned not to actually over tighten these when I put them back in, or use impacts, because they're just on a welded nut on the inside of the actual chassis rail and they can shear. So I will be very careful. I won't use any impacts or anything like that. I'll just use my hand tools. It'll be a bit more precaution on that side of it. I've also sprayed down all the bolts and the nuts there. So I'm going to let this soak in for probably a day or so. Get it really soaked as much as possible, and then I'll raise up the engine, or take the weight off the engine, take the belt off, and then just lift the engine up slightly so we can remove the tensioner bolt there. I'm going to remove the belt. I might as well just, if I can get the belt off, get my I cut a spanner down for an extension bar. I'll pop that on there and just pull that out. I'll show you that in a sec. Okay, because I haven't got a spanner long enough, or I can get a socket on there, I've cut down my little 19mm spanner, which goes on there quite nicely. Then I use my jack handle, just get the glue on, slide that over the end there, And then I should be able to go like so. Lovely. Dead easy. So again, the belt is easy, so swapping the belt's going to be the easy part. I think the hardest part is getting the tension off, I think. Safe for when we reinstall the old one off. And check the condition of this as well. It's actually in really good condition. So I'm going to keep hold of that, keep that somewhere safe for emergencies. Okay, so I've just removed the plastic out of the way, just so I can get to the sump, so I can put a piece of wood and my old scissor jack on there, just to raise it up slightly. I've got the wheel off as well, which is over there, waiting to be cleaned. It's filthy again. All under here is filthy as well, actually. You've got to get a really good power wash as well. Once it's all complete, I might see if I can get some more clips as well, because these have all gone. I've only got tie wraps holding them together, but proper clips will be better, I think. I'm also going to check for oil leaks as well while I'm down here. Right, the engine is jacked up on a piece of wood, just on a little scissor jack here. I recommend you actually put a piece of wood on the sump there, just to spread the weight a little bit, so you don't want to damage your sump with the jack. I've also removed the bolts from there and there. I was actually going to try and take the actual engine mount off and clean underneath. Focus, there we go. But the two bolts under here are quite, I don't know if you can see them. Two bolts under there are quite rusty and quite inaccessible and will not move with a spanner. I've tried with an extension lead from all the way from underneath, but I don't want to shear them off at this stage just to do an auxiliary belt. So I'm going to leave that for now, just clean it up as it is, try and clean up some of the rust underneath. I think I'll have enough room now to actually get that bolt out. If not, I'll have to go up a little bit further with the engine. But this was completely FT, so it's never ever been out. I think this is probably original tensioner, I'd have thought anyway. Right, so I'll struggle with that bolt, try and get it out. It's a 17 on there, and I think the little one at the back there was a 12. Okay, so it's off, and there's a comparison with the new one, pretty much identical. You can see the length of the bolt there. I had to raise the engine up quite significantly, actually. You can see there, it's what, that, inch and a half probably. There's quite a little bit of old oil down here. I think this WD-40 mixed in with that as well, but I think that's probably when I had my cam cover gasket leak. So I'm going to try and clean that up as best I can, and then I'm going to get the tensioner back in. Right, so I've been struggling for about 10 minutes, but I have found if you put the bolt in first into the actual tensioner and then squeeze it past your power steering lines here, you can actually just get it in and it's going in really nice. But raise your engine up as much as you can, and then you get a bit more clearance. That's going in really nice. I put a little bit of copper slip on there. You can focus. I put a little bit of copper slip on the bolt as well, just to, you know, stop any further seizures or things like that. But that's going on really nice. I'm going to get my little spanner on there now. You should be on the homeward stretch. And like I said before, I was going to actually take the engine mount off and clean underneath, but I'm just going to struggle and try and clean with it in position. It's raised up, what, nearly 2 inches. So I should be able to get a little bit of sandpaper under there, a little bit of rust treatment, a little bit of paint probably. I've got some black. I was going to order some silver, but I really want to take the engine out and do a full engine repaint, engine bay repaint at some point in the future. Maybe swap the engine to the 2ZZ or 2ZZ at some point. That'd be quite nice, but I'm not going to worry about it at this point. This engine has got 200,000 miles on it nearly. Let's go FT, because that was FT before. FT! Perfect. Right, get the little nut on there if I can find that. Where have I put it? There it is. It's just a little standard flange nut. Goes on there like that. I think that's a 14. Sorry for the shaky camera work. I'm trying to do this with one hand and hold the camera. Yeah, it's just a little 14. Again, ratchet spanner. I think if you're doing your auxiliary belt and you've got a lot of miles on your engine like I have, this is definitely worth doing. I've still got a lot of old dirt and oil on there, but I think I'm going to power wash it. As soon as we get some better weather, I'm going to really engine degrease it with some Pro Clean engine degreaser, and really get to town and detail it, take all the arch liners out and things. Oh yeah, that's tight now. Okay, it sounds a lot better as well, a little bit more tension to it. I did the water pump not so long ago, so what I'm going to do next, I think, is clean all the rust up under here. That's with a little bit of thinners, a little bit of wire brushing, put some paint on there as well. And then at some point I will look into redoing the clutch on the old AC. Yeah, I think it should be alright. Well, the engine will be lower. I was thinking I can't get to it, but the engine's raised up, isn't it? So when the engine's low, I should be able to get to it from the inner arch, whip the clutch off, and I could do all this as I'm still driving the car because I've deleted it for now. Right, it's the next morning and it's a beautiful day today. It absolutely peed it down yesterday afternoon, so I couldn't actually get this finished. But now the engine mount is back in. A little bit of a struggle getting this bolt in here. Took some lining up. Because it was raining yesterday, I didn't take the mount off and I didn't do any painting, so I'm going to do that at a later date. I'm going to treat this anyway and put some wax oil on there just to stop the rust from getting any worse. The belt is on. It's a really nice fit once I actually got the orientation of the belt correct. It's gone really nicely. The only problem I did have is when I put tension on the tensioner, I had a little bit of oil squeaking out of the gas shock here. I don't know if that's normal when it's a new shock, but it seems okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start the car in a minute, make sure everything's clear, nothing's in the way, start the car and see if it runs true and we don't get any check engine lights, etc. All running nice and true. AC delete. You just check the engine lights. Yeah, I'm low on fuel, but no check engine lights, which is good. Excellent. I've got to reconnect the earth strap in a minute, just underneath the bracket. I'm painting the bracket at the moment, so I'll put that on in a minute. And then I'm going to have a really good clean under here, tidy all this up a little bit. But I'm really pleased with that. So all I've got to do now is get a repair kit for this clutch. Right, all back together now. Not a bad job. The only sort of problems I did have was having to raise the engine and trying to get the engine mount bolts back in. But a little bit of trial and error, a little bit of brute force and ignorance that went in. I did use hand tools like suggested. I didn't want to use my power tools because I didn't want to break off the nut inside. So I was quite careful and cautious. But yeah, not too bad a job. And now I've just got to figure out how to fix the AC clutch. But that's for another video. So if you've liked this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And I'll see you in the next video.